Exclusive internet broadcast of the 2013 Idaho State Volleyball Championships, live on idahosports.com game streams, presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho.
Check, check. Hello, welcome back to Lake City High School, sites of the 4A Girls State Volleyball Championship. Starting lineups are being introduced. We have the no-loss game between Bonneville and Skyview. This is a double elimination tournament, of course, and both Skyview and Bonneville were 2-0 yesterday, and thus they meet in game number 12 here on the double elimination bracket. We'll get to this one momentarily. We'll talk a little bit about teams. They're not going to do the national anthem, so we will get going right away here. Skyview 41-2 this year, have not lost to a team in Idaho. Very impressive showing by the Hawks this season. They are a senior-laden squad wearing blue. They are going to start on the right court, the right side of your screen. Bonneville will be in green on the far side of the screen. And Bonneville is the away team. Skyview is the home team in this match, and we will get going here shortly. 7 seniors on the Skyview team, and 5 of them have committed to play college volleyball already, Division I, Division II, Division III, and it is expected, I was told, that all 7 of those seniors will, in fact, go on to play college ball at some point. Coach of the Skyview Hawks in his 11th season now, Kevin Murphy. Skyview has never won a championship, seem to have maybe their best shot at that this year. They finished 3rd at the state tournament last season. Bonneville was state runners-up in green. The Bees are coached by Chantel McMurtry. They are 33-6 on the year. Let's play some volleyball, shall we? Big attempts by Lily Austin, no good, and Bonneville takes the first points of this contest. Both these teams wearing dark colors, so hopefully you can make out the color on your screen at home. Bonneville, as I said, on the left side of the court, Skyview on the right side, and that is a point for the Hawks. Senior Isabella Statkus with the kill. We are tied at 1-1, opening game of this contest. Shot from Maddie Harris there for the Bees. Kill attempt coming, saved by the Bees. And the Bees, Mackenzie Johnson, one of twin senior sisters for the Bees, finds the open spots, or the trouble spot in the floor for the Hawks. The Bees take a 2-1 lead here in the first game. Serving from left to right will be Haley Keck, the sophomore. That ball hit long by senior outside hitter J.C. Blacker. Tied at 2. Expecting a good match here. Skyview and Century yesterday was a very, very exciting, very well played 5-game match. Won 15-13 in the 5th set by Skyview. Century won our earlier game today, so they survived, beating Sandpoint in 3. And Century will face the loser of this game as Isabella Statkus picks up a point for Skyview on the far side. Lily Austin to serve things up from the right side of the screen. There she is. Just catches the top of the net. That is an in-play ball. Bonneville forces it back over. Skyview on the attack. Emily Ney, hard to handle shot. Bounces up into the rafters and into the stands. And that is a Skyview points. The Hawks are the home team, thus listed at the bottom of the screen on the right-hand side. Bonneville's Haley Keck trying to turn that one into points, unable to do so. Ball remains in play. Here come the Bees. Kylie Giles, attempt dug out. Giles with a nice save there, but she could not give it enough loft for teammate Morgan Johnson to come in and save the day. Skyview picks up another point. Hawks have a 5-2 lead in the early going on a 3-0 run. Here's Austin. Nice play there. Ball popped up for Kylie Giles. The senior puts it away, and the Bees pick up a point to put an end to that 3-0 Skyview run. Serving from left to right is Mackenzie Johnson. Libero, her twin sister, wears number 2 in green. They also have a third sister on this team, a freshman who we'll probably see a little bit of later in this match as Skyview wins another point to take a 6-3 lead. Statkus on the serve for Skyview. J.C. Blackner's attempt turned away by 2B defenders. Bonneville picks up a point. And into the game now for Bonneville. Probably hear me turning my pages. That's Kayla Udy in for the Bees. She was on that serve. Nice play from Statkus to keep that one alive. And here's Giles. Statkus again, saving that one for the Hawks. Statkus again, saving Hallie Hess's shot. Hallie Hess, excuse me. Giles turned away. Nice play there by 2 Hawks. Haley Cook and Emily Ney, both seniors, both going up in the same spot to turn away that ball. And the Hawks lead 7-4. J.C. Blacker takes a seat for Skyview. And she is replaced by Marley Marcus, who has the serve from right to left. Haley Keck dug out and saved. Heck of a play by Marley Marcus right off the bench to keep that one alive. But here comes Bonneville again. Hallie Hess earns the point for the Bees. Skyview's lead is 2 here in the opening game of this match, 7-5. The Hawks have the advantage. The Bees, however, on the serve. Back to take it for Bonneville, Kylie Giles. Nikki Davidson, dug out by Giles, I believe, in the back. Unable to be dug out a second time. Point Skyview. The lead is 8-5. This is IdahoSports.com. Thanks for tuning in. There's a banner ad at the top of the page just above this window. When you're not viewing it full screen, you can order CDs of this broadcast to save for later. If you like our broadcast, I hope you will do that. Hailey Keck puts that point away. The sophomore scores for Bonneville, and it's 8-6. Skyview. Hess back to serve for the Bees. Giles with a nice dig there. She puts it straight across, trying to get something going. Nikki Davidson's shot saved. We have a point Skyview. Did not see what the call was there. But the Hawks take a 9-6 lead and have the ball. Haley Cook on the serve. Hailey Keck puts that away, and the Bees pick up another point. The lead cut back down to 2 for Skyview now. Skyview 9, Bonneville 7. This is not an elimination game. The loser of this game will face Century at 1 o'clock Pacific time today. And that upcoming game, number 13 of this tournament, will be a loser-out game. Nice play there by Morgan Johnson to keep that ball alive. But Giles couldn't do it a second time on that side of the net for Bonneville. Ball lands out of bounds on the far side. Skyview takes a 10-7 lead. And here comes the serve from the Hawks, Nikki Davidson. Maddie Harris dug out nicely by Lily Austin there. Nikki Davidson, the save from Giles on the other side. And a nice ball from Maddie Harris. Gets it through two Hawk defenders for the Bonneville point. 10-8 now. You can see on the left side of the screen in the dark shirt sitting just below the R1 position, the net referee. That is IdahoSports.com intrepid photographer Jason. He's taking photos here today. He's going to be bouncing around a little bit from all the tournaments up here up north. As Maddie Harris puts on away for the Bees, those photos, and Jason is a great photographer. You can see some of his work in our galleries on the main page of the website. Those photos will be available for purchase. So if you like those, if you want a copy of this broadcast, you can support us and keep these broadcasts going for years to come. As the Bees back on the serve, Skyview's lead cut down to 1, but the Hawks on the nice finesse there from Maddie Harris at the net. The senior faking the strike, goes for the touch, finds the open space, and we've got a tie game, 10 points each. Bonneville and Skyview, the Bees making a very nice run to tie this one up in game number 1. Serving left to right is Haley Keck. There's Blackner attempt, turn back. Skyview will get another shot of it, just flipped over the net by Isabella Statkus. But I believe they called an illegal touch on that, and Bonneville takes the points. The Bonneville fans are whom you see on the far side. You just get a glimpse of Skyview's fan section at the bottom of the screen. They're sitting just below me. And that ball short of the net. Lily Austin just a desperation try to get it across the net. Skyview struggling a little bit through these last 7-8 points. Bonneville making a nice run, taking a 12-10 lead. As we reach our first timeout of this match, Skyview calls a timeout, and Coach Murphy will go to work on his girls. As I was talking about earlier in the broadcast, a very senior-laden Skyview team. 7 seniors, all are expected to play at the college level. Many have, 5 have already committed to mostly Division I and Division II schools. There's some Division III commitments in there. And the other 2 are in talks to join some NCAA volleyball teams next year as well. So this group has been together. Most of them are 3-year varsity players, this group of seniors. So certainly now is the time for the Hawks. Both these teams with a loss to give in this tournament, 2-0 yesterday. We'll tell you how they got here. We'll recap that for you in a minute as Haley Keck moves left to right with the serve for Bonneville. Nikki Davidson getting it across for the Hawks. And Kylie Giles' shot is long, out of bounds on the near side to earn Skyview's first points in 5 tries. Lily Austin serving from the right side now for Skyview. Tough ball to handle there. Kylie Giles, and it looked like Mackenzie Johnson, the libero, both in the same space. Ball bounced sideways, and 2 quick points for the Hawks here to tie this one up at 12 each in the first game. Austin serve, long, point for Bonneville. My name's Troy Oppie. I'm glad to be with you. I'm handling all the 4A coverage for IdahoSports.com. We'll be here for the next couple or possibly 3 games today if the championship match goes an extra one. This is a 2-loss tournament. Nice block there from Maddie Harris. Emily Ney, long. But an illegal block called, and the point goes to Bonneville, and the Bees will get the serve. Here's Mackenzie Johnson from left to right. Nice, easy serve. Nearly fell to the floor. That is a nasty shot from Emily Ney. The senior middle blocker puts one away there to pick up a point for the Hawks. Bonneville still with the lead in game 1, 14-13. There's the game score at the bottom of the screen. It's just me out here today. If I had 2 sets of eyeballs, I could probably type and call play-by-play at the same time. Nice play from Bonneville there. A little finesse shot just falls inside the end line on the other side. to pick up a point for the Bees. Bonneville's lead back at 2, 15-13. Serving junior Sarah Phillips. Emily Nay's attempt turned away by Hallie Hess there. Bonneville on the attack. Here's Hallie Hess. Nikki Davidson picks up Hess's shot, gets one set, and picks up a point for Skyview. Bonneville leads 15-14. Skyview serving from right to left. This is Marley Marcus. Kylie Giles, nice touch to find the tough spot in the floor for Skyview to defend there. Bonneville's lead back at 2, 16-14. Tell you how to get in touch with us and send us your shout-outs here. After this point, Giles back to serve. Here comes Skyview. Here's Nikki Davidson. Davidson on the kill. Point Skyview. You send us an email at 4A, the number and the letter, 4A webcast at idahosports.com. Send us your shout-outs. I'll read them on here. You can give me some broadcast tips, as I have not called volleyball before, so always an adventure for me. We'll do the best we can. If nothing else, I'll just read the scoreboard. How's that? Skyview picks up a point. Haley Ackerman, the sophomore middle blocker, puts one over the net that's hard to handle for the Bees. And that ties up game one, 16 points apiece. Good one in the early going here between Bonneville on the left, Skyview on the right. Hallie Keck turned away, but the ball still in play, and that one long off the far side by Sarah Phillips of the Bees. Skyview picks up a point, and Emily Nay will retreat past the end line, coming from right to left for the Skyview serve. Smart play there, Morgan Johnson, one of the senior twins, one of 3 Johnson sisters on this Bonneville team. Saw the opening. I'm not going to set this, I'm going to score. And she does. We're tied at 17. Hallie Hess. Long. Skyview gets the lead and the leather back. Haley Cook, the senior, one of 7 seniors, will take this serve for the Hawks here. Hallie Keck, point for Bonneville. Nice play. This one seems destined to, well, I don't want to say it, because I don't want to get behind on the afternoon, certainly, but seems like we're going to get a very good volleyball match today as Isabella Statkus puts one away for the Hawks, and they take a 19-18 lead. Skyview, very impressive, as I said at the start of the broadcast, has not lost to an Idaho team. They beat the defending 5A champs earlier this year up in Lewiston, finished 3rd at a really, really impressive tournament down in Utah, which includes some of the top teams in Utah. Bonneville picks up a point right there. I believe that was Haley Keck, the sophomore, scoring. Keck will retreat to serve, and we are tied again at 19. Bonneville no slouches either. Of course, runners-up last year at the state tournament. Had several top 3 tournament finishes in the last decade. Maddie Harris, nice play there to get a 1-point advantage, 20-19 for Bonneville. And this match should be decided. Of course, it's win by 2, but we should see winner of this game, rather, in the next 9 points. That's another one for Bonneville. Very important point for them to pick up, as it is win by 2, of course. First to 25, win by 2. And this is Haley Keck. Isabella Statkus tried to find the sideline that time. but she was just a little wide. Skyview calls a timeout. They trail by 3. Bonneville 22, Skyview 19. We're going to take our first break here on idahosports.com. Back in 60.
Agri-Service is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader with over $7.2 million of parts in stock. There's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
We are Agri-Service. Agri-Service is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Welcome back. Got a good one shaping up here. Bonneville and Skyview, both 2-win teams. 2-0 yesterday on the first day of the state volleyball championship tournament. 22-19, Bonneville with the advantage and the serve. Skyview in trouble. And the Hawks give up a point there. 23-19, Bonneville with the advantage. Looking to put this one away. They need 2 points. Haley Keck, the sophomore, to serve. Giles, nicely dug out by Lily Austin. Keeps Skyview in this point. That is a nasty shot from Maddie Harris, the senior. Puts the Bees 1 point away from a Game 1 victory here. Straight down right to the middle of the floor where the Hawks were not. Well executed. Bonneville fans rise to their feet here. And here's the service from Keck. Kept alive by Austin. Statkus pounds it into the net, and that is your game-winning points. 25-19. Bonneville takes an early 1-0 lead here on the Skyview Hawks. We will be back in 3 minutes for Game 2.
You're watching an exclusive internet broadcast of the 2013 Idaho State Volleyball Championships, live on idahosports.com game streams, presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho.
Can you see the nutrients? What do they look like? Mom said they're in there.
With 9 essential nutrients, milk is the most nutritious beverage your kids can drink. Milk, the perfect pour.
Last year, over 600 Idaho high school athletes suffered concussions during practices or games.
Coaches and athletic directors throughout Idaho have received training to identify concussions, recognizing an injured student and keeping them from returning to the game when necessary.
We are asking parents to be aware of concussion symptoms.
Blurred vision, frequent headaches, and disorientation. Contact your family's doctor or your child's coach. Please join us in keeping concussions out of high school sports.
This is my classroom.
This is my laboratory.
These are my school supplies.
This is my study group.
This is my final project. Apply now for the NIC Carpentry Program. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
Agri-Service is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader with over $7.2 million of parts in stock. There's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
We are Agri-Service. Agri-Service is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Welcome back. They have foregone the last minute of the 3-minute break between sets here, between games, and we are back in action. The girls have switched sides. Bonneville now on the right side of the screen, wearing green, of course. And the Bees get an early points after winning game number 1 by a score I just wrote that score down and now it went away. You'll have to beg my pardon here. 25-19, I believe, was the score in Game 1, advantage Bonneville. Skyview able to rebound and get an equalizing point here. 1-1 early going in game number 2. I'm Troy Oppie, occasionally confused, mostly talkative here. Glad to have you along on this IdahoSports.com broadcast. Skyview and Bonneville. Giles trying to put it in the middle there. Dug out by Austin, and that is a point for Nikki Davidson and the Skyview Hawks. Skyview starting to pick up its momentum just a little bit. Austin will serve from the left end line. Nice, easy serve. And there's Maddie Harris. Harris put game number 1 away with a couple of great points in the final 5 there. Real strong striker is Harris. And she equalizes this game 2 points apiece. Emily Ney unable to find her bearing and really get a good shot on that ball. Bonneville comes away with the point. Service coming here from Mackenzie Johnson. Nice play by Lily Austin to keep that one alive. That's J.C. Blacker with the points for the Hawks. That ties it up at 3 games apiece. Got some shout-outs to read. Linda in Sandpoint was watching our first game. Century beat Sandpoint. Said it was a bummer to watch her girls lose, but she was glad to be able to see the game. Century will be waiting for the loser of this current game, and we will play that 1 o'clock Pacific time here at Lake City High School. Skyview has taken a 4-3 lead in this game, and there's another point. Nicely done by J.C. Blacker to find the spot in the floor. Put it where they ain't. Blacker did, and Skyview's up 5-3. Serving from left to right, this is Isabella Statkus. Dig by Lily Austin right there. Nice play. Bonneville just had to get it back over the net, couldn't set anything up. And there is Emily Ney. But the point goes to Bonneville. Bonneville will switch in. That is Sarah Phillips coming in, relieving Maddie Harris for the Bees. 5-4, Skyview with this lead. Bonneville won game number 1. Emily Ney turned away. If I rhyme anything else, as Frank Sinatra used to say, this will be a barn in the morning. I think that was Sinatra. You can correct me if you want. 4A webcast at idahosports.com. Send me an email. Send me a shout-out. Send me a tip. Skyview sends one to the ground on the Bonneville side. That's a point for the Hawks. And it's a 6-5 lead. And in for the Hawks comes Marley Marcus. She will give J.C. Blacker a breather. And Marcus is back to serve from the left side of your screen. Touch play from Kylie Lott. And that gives the Bees an equalizing point. We're at 6s here, game number 2. You can see on the bottom of your screen, Bonneville won game number 1. Bonneville in green on the right side. They are the away team in this match. Haley Cook into the net for Skyview. That'll be a Bonneville point. Bees take a 7-6 lead. That is Bonneville coach Chantal McMurty. You see holding the red clipboard, kind of walking out there on the right side of the screen in front of the bench, encouraging her team. She is fun to watch. It's almost as much fun to watch her as Emily Ney gets a couple of chances to put that one away. Just uses a downward two-hand tip at the net to pick up the point for Skyview. Coach McMurtry, very animated on the sideline. Always like to see that from a coach. Gets the team going a little bit, I'm sure. And that point goes to Bonneville. Kylie Lott hit one over, and looks like they called that Skyview got a hand on it before it hit the ground. Bonneville up 8-7 in this game number 2. If you want a copy of this broadcast, you can exit out of full screen or look for the buy a CD right above this window. There's Haley Keck. And Nikki Davidson turned away for Skyview. Bonneville picks up the point. The Bees take a 9-7 lead. Service coming here. This is Bonneville's Madison Johnson. Nice play there. The youngest of 3 sisters on this team. Madison is a sophomore, and Morgan and Mackenzie are senior twins. Morgan and Mackenzie both started this game. This is the first we've seen of Madison Johnson today. And Madison, another serve that's hard to handle, saved by Lily Austin. Skyview just getting it back across the net. Live to fight another day, but the point goes to Skyview. I'm waiting for a sign. I think I missed the sign for the official there. Madison Johnson will come out. And Mackenzie Johnson, older sister, back in for the Bees. Mackenzie wearing that white libero jersey. Nikki Davidson, nearly saved by Bonneville. Sarah Phillips got a shot at that one, but it bounced into the net, unable to be corralled. That's a Skyview point. The Hawks back within 1. Bonneville leads 10-9 in game number 2. Tough one for Bonneville. They're just going to have to put it across the net. It's going to give Skyview a chance to set something up. Davidson faked the strike, used the touch. It's a nice play for a game-tying point. All 10s. Here's Haley Cook, left to right. Cook is long. Good eyes by Haley Keck. Ducked. Let the ball go right over her. Send us a shout out. 4A Webcast. The number, the letter, Webcast at idahosports.com. We've got another one to read from Risa. Oh, it looks like Risa was having some problems. I'll send her a link here and see if we can't get her going. We do have a still photographer here as well. Copies of this broadcast are available for purchase. When you do that, it helps support us and keep idahosports.com a functioning entity. We also have photos. Jason is here taking pictures for us. He's a terrific photographer. You can search his galleries and buy his photos if you'd like as well. He's down sitting off the screen on the right side of the baseline as Skyview's Isabella Statkus tried to put one over the net, came up a little short. That's a point for Bonneville. The Bees take a 12-11 lead. Our sponsors and your game photo and game video purchases keep us going, so thank you for that. Statkus with another shot at it. This time she bangs one over, unable to be dug out by Mackenzie Johnson, and that is a point for the Hawks. Lily Austin is back to serve. Again, this game tied up. We're at 12 apiece. Kinsey Uri there. First time we've seen the freshman in the game for the Bees. It's Uri again, turned away by J.C. Blacker, but the ball lands out of bounds, and that will be a point for the Bees, 13-12. Bonneville takes the lead back again. Back and forth affair here. First game won by Bonneville, 25-19, I believe it was. Emily Ney putting one away, earning a point for the Hawks. Again, we are tied. Lucky 13s here. Uri, dug out by Davidson. Nice play by Morgan Johnson to keep that one alive for Bonneville. Skyview on the attack. That was Nay. Picked up by the Bees. Kylie Lott sent a little hot potato over. Skyview bounced it around before it fell. Bees take a 14-13 advantage. That's an ace on the serve for Bonneville. Low line drive from Sarah Phillips. A little too hot for Lily Austin to handle. And the Bees fans once again rise to their feet as they have taken a 2-point advantage here. Game number 2, Bonneville 15, Skyview 13. Back after this.
Agri-Service is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader. With over $7.2 million of parts in stock, there's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
We are Agri-Service. Agri-Service is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
There's that buzzer again. It's right in front of me. And if I'm not wearing the headphones, it's really loud. We're back in play. Bonneville with service. Here's J.C. Blacker. Turned away by the Bees. Nice defensive effort there up front. Believe that was Morgan Johnson. Kylie Lott also there for Bonneville. And the Bees have a 3-point advantage, their largest lead in this game as of yet. 16-13. Another tough serve to handle from Bonneville. Sarah Phillips with the serves. She also picked up a dig on this point, I believe. There's another. Bonneville just had to get it back across the net. Emily Nay will set something up, but she goes wide. And that's another Bonneville point. 17-13 now. The Bees on a roll, trying to make this a 2-0 lead in this match against Skyview. Skyview not lost to an Idaho team this season. 41-2. Impressive record for the top seed out of District 3. Wow. Nice play right there. Kylie Giles puts one down for Bonneville, but that's dug out and just lands inbounds. Nice play. Believe that was Lily Austin. It was either Austin or Marley Marcus for the Hawks. Marcus back to serve, so I will give her credit for that last point. That's a nice play. Take a little bit of momentum back for Skyview. Skyview now able to set something up. Davidson blocked and out of bounds. That will be a point for the Hawks. Second in a row. The lead back down to 2 for Bonneville, 17-15. Marley Marcus serving again for Skyview in blue, trailing by 2. There's another rhyme. I'll try not to do that. Kylie Lott's shot, long, and we've got a 3-0 run now for the Hawks. Bonneville's lead cut down to 1, 17-16. And again, Marcus on the serve. Just caught the top of the net, bounced the wrong way. Point Bonneville, 18-16 Bees. This is Giles for the Bees on the serve. Davidson putting one down. Nice play by Giles to dig that one out. Skyview on the attack again. Smart move by Haley Cook. Put them where they ain't, or put it where they ain't. Finds the open spot in the floor with the right hand. Emily Nay will serve now. Skyview trailing by 1. Bonneville leads 18-17. That's a nasty shot from Haley Keck. The sophomore puts it away, 19-17. Bonneville 6 points, from taking a 2-0 lead here in this winners matchup. Both these teams 2-0 yesterday. Madison Johnson back in the game for Bonneville. She served that one. Davidson with the touch. Dug out, kept alive by Lily Austin. Skyview gets it back across. Keck turned away. Bonneville will have another shot at it, and it's Keck again, this time dug by Marley Marcus. Nice point going here. Keck again could not get it over the nets. So Skyview takes that point. The Hawks are back within one. 19-18, Bonneville leads in this game number 2. Morgan sets up for Keck. Morgan Johnson, I should say. Saved by the Hawks. Davidson sent that one over. Saved by Mackenzie Johnson. Fast and furious. Madison Johnson in the game. Nearly got that one over. But that ball called in by the R2. The line referee on the near side called that one in. That was very, very close. That ties the game at 19. Skyview serving left to right. Madison Johnson gets one to go off the fingertips. Bonneville takes the advantage back, 20-19. Into the game now for Bonneville. Maddie Harris back. She's the one responsible, or largely responsible, I should say, for the Bees being able to overcome an early deficit and win game number 1. Skyview with it across. And there's Maddie Harris. Right place, right time, and a point for the Bees to get a 2-point advantage, 21-19. Morgan Johnson serving now for Bonneville. That's set up for Davidson. Davidson gets a point with a nice shot down the near sideline. Bonneville's lead back to 1, 21-20. Davidson retreats for the serve. Very big couple of points here coming up for Skyview. Undefeated in Idaho this year, 41-2. Last year finished 3rd place in this tournament. And that is an illegal touch called on Skyview, giving the point to Bonneville, 22-20. 3 points away from a 2-0 lead for the Bees now. And Keck back to serve. Statkus turned away. Davidson into the nets. Looks like a net foul on that. The point goes to Bonneville, and it's a 3-point lead for the Bees, 23-20. Crunch time for Skyview. Of course, falling behind in a 2-0 hole, not a good sign. They were able to bounce back from Century yesterday after falling behind 2-0 as Isabella Statkus earns a point for the Hawks. 23-21. The Hawks will have the serve. Lily Austin will take it back there on the far left side of your screen. Skyview fell behind 2-0 yesterday, but rallied to beat Century in 5. That's how they got here to face Bonneville. Giles, turned back at the net. Looked like both Statkus and Emily Ney were there for the Hawks. Skyview will have the serve. This is Lily Austin trailing 23-22. And here's Maddie Harris. Skyview able to handle it, and they're just going to have to get this one back over. J.C. Blacker does. Skyview with another chance to set something up. Ney long, and that's a Skyview error leading to a game point for the Bees, 24-22. Mackenzie Johnson serving. And here's Statkus. Johnson saves it. Bonneville just getting it back across. Skyview will set something up again. There's Nay trying to find the open spot on the floor. Saved by Morgan Johnson. And again, Skyview setting something up. Here's Statkus into the net. And that is your game point. A second game won by Bonneville, 25-22. That is a big hole for Skyview to have to dig themselves out of now. They were able to do it yesterday. We'll see if they can do it again. Game 3 coming up after this.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. It's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
It's crazy.
So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Commercial cracks me up. Love the wives coming in at the end. Not surprised by that at all, actually. Sandpoint High School, your 4A Sportsmanship Award winners. Sandpoint finished 4th after losing in 3 to Century earlier this morning. So Sandpoint's tournament is done, but 4th place finish and your Sportsmanship Award winners here in 4A in 2013. Meanwhile, we've got a great one going here. Bonneville and Skyview. 2 close games so far, both won by Bonneville. Skyview still in its huddle. Looks like Coach Murphy has turned it over to one of his assistants to rally the troops. That's Ashley Bettis, I believe. You can just make that out on the mid-right side of your screen, giving the team a pep talk over there. Thanks for watching idahosports.com. You can send us a shout-out email for a webcast. That's the number 4, the letter A, webcast at idahosports.com. I'll see that. And we'll read that on air. Thanks to Linda Larson for sending me a shout-out earlier today. Glad to see we got Risa going on the stream. Windows Media Streams, it's for the most part universally acceptable to most web browsers out there. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. I'm Troy Oppie. Glad to be with you. Haven't done, volleyball play-by-play ever until this morning. This is my second game, so I hope I'm doing all right for you. Trying to get those names and numbers right. Archived video of this game is available for purchase. You can get a CD sent to you. There you go, Bonneville girls. I had to do I don't even know what that's called, but the jump celebration. It's really popular in football for the last year. I always find it ironic when that celebration turns into a twisted ankle. Happens more so in football than I think anything else. 3 Bonneville players took 2 tries to get that one together there at the net. And so we are back to Bonneville on the left in green, Skyview on the right in blue. Skyview in a 2-0 hole. Bonneville will get first serve. Morgan Johnson will have the honors from left to right. And here we go. Game number 3. Skyview in a little bit of trouble there, getting it back across. And that sets up Maddie Harris. Tough to handle. And tough to handle there, except Skyview gets a call on the line from R2. That ball landed in, must have just caught a portion of it. The Hawks get a point and have a 1-0 lead. Harris again. No big strike this time, but turned back by Skyview. Austin saves it. And there's a nice play from Isabella Statkus. Finding some space on the far corner from where she was. Skyview with a 2-0 lead in Game 3. Skyview needs to get to work in a 0-2 hole here against Bonneville. Giles with the big shot there for the Bees. Keck saves that one. But Maddie Harris's shot long off the right side end line. And it's a 3-0 lead here in Game 3 for Skyview. Back to take the serve, Nikki Davidson. She'll be on your screen in a moment. Takes a little bit of a run up. Giles. Saved by Skyview, but they've just got to get it over. Give the Bees a chance to set something up. The freshman, Madison Johnson, picks up the point. First point of this game for Bonneville. And now we have Haley Keck back. The sophomore will take the serve from the near side. Maddie Harris tipped and in play. Davidson getting it back over for the Hawks. And here's Giles, saved by Austin. Davidson might have been long, but kept in play by Bonneville. There's Giles with a tough one for Austin to handle. Skyview just going to get it back over, keep this one going. Nice little rally here. Giles turned aside by Statkus. Gets another chance. Statkus again. Nice save down there by one of the Johnson sisters, I believe. Morgan, I think. McKenzie with the save there. Nice dig, and Keck gets it back across. Nice point going here. There's Ackerman. Ackerman catches the inside for the points. Skyview ends up with a point on very nice rally between these two teams. The Hawks have a 4-1 lead now. Austin is going to take this serve for the Hawks from the right side of the screen now. There's Harris. Oh, right in the face of Lily Austin. Hard to handle. Harris has got a real nasty attack. Lead cut in half for Skyview. 4-2. Bonneville serving. This is Mackenzie Johnson. Nay. Giles, saved by Davidson. There's Blacker. And this is going to be Statkus for the kill. And the Skyview point, 5-2. The Hawks have the advantage here in Game 3. Serve will come from the Skyview side of the floor. That is Statkus. Giles just getting it across. Skyview going to set something up. Nay turned back, but the ball falls out of bounds on the far side. And that will be a Hawks point. 6-2. Skyview with the 4-point advantage here in Game 3. Statkus back to serve again. Here comes Maddie Harris. Boy, she is tough to handle at the nets. It's a Bonneville point, 6-3 now. Excuse me, cough break. Sarah Phillips, the junior, on the serve for Bonneville. Oh, what awareness with her back to where she was going to send the ball. Haley Cook just flips it backwards. As Mackenzie Johnson was coming towards the nets, Cook just flipped it right over where Johnson had just vacated. That's a great awareness play to pick up the point for Skyview. 7-3, Hawks have the lead. There's Keck, saved by Austin. Davidson going to get a crack at it. Dug out by Keck, keep it alive. Keck again. Austin with the dig, goes right back over the net, and there's Giles. Austin again on the save. It's Davidson trying to put it in space. Saved out there by Sarah Phillips. Austin with 3 digs on this point now. Nay, tough shot to handle. Nay just gets it over the net. That ball looked to me like it was tipped by Kylie Lott and just falls into no man's land. The Hawks win another long point to take an 8-3 lead. Marley Marcus on the serve now for Skyview. And here's Giles. A big shot dug out by Statkus. Skyview going to set something up now. Davidson. Mackenzie Johnson not happy with her play on that point. She had a shot at it, but couldn't redirect the ball. Davidson, picks up the point. As a 9-3 advantage for Skyview. The Hawks are rolling, trying to rebound from a 2-0 deficit here at Lake City High School. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it there. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
You know that kid it reminds me of? O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle rules. O'Doyle rules. And then the whole family drove off the cliff. That's a classic. Nine to 3. Skyview with the lead. On the right side of your screen in blue, and they are serving. Marley Marcus will take the serve for the Hawks here. Big shot from Kylie Lott to get the Bees snapping Skyview out of its scoring streak. That's a point for Bonneville, 9 to 4. Skyview leads. We get a Bees serve from left to right. Kylie Giles is back to take it. I'm Troy Oppie. Thanks for entertaining my play-by-play and my random thoughts on commercials. Appreciate that. Glad to have you along with me on idahosports.com. Miscommunication for the Hawks there, as a couple of players just kind of turned aside and ball fell harmlessly down for an easy ace. Giles will serve again. Bees down 4 in this game. Davidson on the near side. Dug out along the back by Giles. There's Keck. Turned away. Lott with the point for the Bees. Hard to handle for senior Isabella Statkus on the back side there. Bonneville on a 3-0 run now. Scores 9 to 6. Skyview with the advantage. Bonneville with the momentum. And the serve from Kylie Giles is an ace. The run extends to 4-0, and that's going to get another timeout from Skyview coach Murphy. Kevin Murphy in his 11th year going to try to rally the troops again and pick up that momentum. Bonneville cut the lead down to 2. We'll be right back.
I'm Daisy Embry, and I'm proud to be a Yoke. I chose the College of Idaho because I feel like I'm in a safe environment with people who really want me to understand the world around me. You get to explore all of these other fields, but you also become an expert in your own. They've helped me develop this love for learning and this love for giving back to my community. I want to be a doctor, and C of I has helped me feel like I can apply to medical school and be competitive. I'm Daisy Andrews, and I am climbing higher.
The Oaks will have a football team this time next year. Well, technically they have a football team now. They're practicing. They're not playing. But I know the entire campus of the College of Idaho very excited about that. A lot of the high school players excited to have a place to play at the NAIA level. Several kids coming home back to the Treasure Valley, transferring back from other schools. That should be exciting for the Yotes next year. Here we've got some exciting volleyball. Bonneville, nice job keeping that point alive by Haley Keck. But Nikki Davidson, I had the last name, I needed a refresher on the first name. Nice attack from Nikki Davidson earns the point for Skyview. Hawks advantage back up to 3, 10 to 7 here, but Bonneville leading 2-0. Service coming from Emily Ney. But that ball off the fingertips of Ney and out of bounds. That's a point for Bonneville, as Mackenzie Johnson will come out. She gets a rest. Her little sister Madison comes in, and the sophomore Madison Johnson will take the serve from the far side. 3 Johnson sisters on this Bonneville team. 2 seniors, twins. And Madison Johnson laying out to try to save that one. Unable to do it. Serve will go back to Skyview. And the lead is back to 3 for the Hawks, 11-8. Kinsey Uri there. An illegal block is what gave Skyview a point there, and that's a heck of a legal block at the net by 2 Bonneville players. I didn't see who got the hand on it. That was either Kinsey Uri, Kylie Keck, or Maddie Harris. To save that point, Bonneville back within 1. B's going to reset, and there's Harris. Skyview going for the touch point. Harris again, and this time much more aggressive at the net. And that is a game-tying point right there. Maddie Harris has been so effective on the attack for Bonneville, especially when they've needed it. She has been clutch late in games, finding several points of the last 5 of each of Bonneville's 2 game victories. Skyview rebounds. Nikki Davidson with the point there for the Hawks to take the lead back 12-11. Davidson retreats for the serve. And Skyview has switched out some personnel. Taking a breather is Marley Marcus. And I believe they set J.C. Blacker in to play. There's Keck, saved by Davidson. This one coming up for Statkus. Nice easy ball down the far line there for the point. Skyview's lead back up to 2, 13-11. And Davidson is serving again. Harris, long. That'll be another Skyview point. Hawks on a 3-0 run. 14-11 the score now. Ure trying to find space. Austin dug it out. Bonneville back on the attack. Here's Keck. And Davidson now. Save attempts by Morgan Johnson goes awry, and that is 4 straight points for the Skyview Hawks, 15-11. Skyview, of course, needs to win this game to keep this match going. There's Keck. Nice save from Lily Austin there. Keck again, turned away at the net by Statkus. Davidson got some help from the net that time, banged one off the top. Of course, cuts the ball's momentum down, and it falls where they're not. 5 straight points for the Skyview Hawks. Skyview's got a 16-11 lead as we take another break for a timeout, this time for Bonneville.
What's that? Are you serious? He's saying that all the way to Vegas? Oh, okay. I don't even need more. Hi, so your brakes say they're down to 2%. Is that all they say? More or less.
For 30 years, we've been the brake experts at Les Schwab, and it shows. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
This is IdahoSports.com, the official broadcaster of the Idaho High School Activities Association. Thanks to the United Dairymen of Idaho, of course, Les Schwab, Farm Bureau Insurance, Cable One, Project Filter, among many of our sponsors, Northern Idaho College, College of Idaho, as well. They are the ones that make these broadcasts possible, and you can contribute as well. If you want a DVD or CD copy of this broadcast, you can order that on the same page you're watching this on. We do have a photographer here as well, taking some real nice photos. Those will be up available for purchase and viewing in a gallery a little later today. probably later tonight. Jason is our photographer. He's going to be bouncing around between several of the tournament sites here in northern Idaho. Point Skyview, Haley Cook. Nice, easy ball right into the middle of several Bonneville defenders. Nobody got a clean shot at it, and it's a 17-11 advantage for the Hawks now. Davidson still serving for Skyview. Keck trying to earn a point. That was Cook keeping it alive. Heck of a play on the far side of the court there for Skyview. The Hawks seem to have got their mojo back in this third game. Nice play from Davidson. And there is Blacker. Keck again, dug out by Austin, but not good enough. Bonneville takes that point. Just as soon as I think Skyview's got its momentum back, Bonneville able to win that point. That was a heck of a rally, though, between those two teams. Some real solid volleyball being played here. 17-12, Hawks have the advantage. Blacker pops that one straight down. Morgan Johnson couldn't get a handle on it. Skyview back on the scoring side and the serving side. Lily Austin will take the serve. Libero in whites coming from the right side of your screen. Skyview up 18-12 here in game 3. Giles finds the floor. It's a point for Bonneville. The lead down to 5, but time's starting to run out in this game for Bonneville. Skyview just 7 points from picking up their first game of this match. Mackenzie Johnson on the serve now. Set up for Statkus. Maddie Harris' attempt was long. They're looking for the tip, but the point awarded to Skyview. Harris thought somebody touched it. Chantel McMurtry on the far side there. The Bonneville coach thought so too, pleaded her case, but to no avail. 19-13, Skyview on the serve. Bonneville sets something up for Giles. Skyview able to corral it. Here's Blacker again. Dug out by Austin on the far side. Maddie Harris goes for the big shot, but the return by Blacker called out of bounds just over the net. There's a smart play by both. Blacker on the unfortunate end of that one. I thought she got a good look at that. The way Harris is hitting the ball at the net, got to be ready for anything, and Blacker played that about as well as she could have while protecting the big shot. Just didn't get it inbounds. 19-14, Skyview with the advantage right now. Setting something up. Here's Emily Ney to the spot where they're not. Ney picks up a point for Skyview. 20-14. Hawks Marley Marcus will serve from the right side of the screen here. 6-point advantage. Serve is long, and it's a 5-point advantage. You can send me an email for a shout-out if you're watching. Want to offer me some tips in calling volleyball, as this is my second game ever. My first one was this morning. We're having fun. Crowd wanted a illegal touch on that. Did not get it, but Skyview gets the points anyway. Nice play on the far side from Haley Cook over there. Puts it between 3 Bonneville defenders, or Bonneville players, I should say, because everybody plays both ways in volleyball. And there's an ace by Emily Ney. Skyview leads 22-15 in this game. As I was saying, website for shout-outs is 4A Webcast at idahosports.com. 4A Webcast at idahosports.com. Keck's attack saved by Emily Ney there. Keck on the attack again. This time Marley Marcus got a hand on it but couldn't redirect it. That's a point for Bonneville. 22-16. 3 points from a Game 3 win here are the Skyview Hawks. They need it. They trail 2-0, as you see at the bottom of your screen. If you're just joining us, Bonneville is in green. They're on the left. Skyview in blue on the right side. Haley Cook called for a net infraction, reached across the net. I could see it from here, so could the Bonneville fans on the far side. They were not very happy, but The net referee calls that one appropriately, I think. Bonneville. Take that back. That point went to Skyview. The Hawks unable to block that one inbounds, however, and Bonneville will get the serve back, trailing by 6, 23-17. If you know what happened there, let me know. Looked like Cook reached over the net to hit that one. But I'll be honest with you, I don't see a lot of volleyball. I do know a point when I see it, though, and that was a nice one by Nikki Davidson for Skyview. Finding the open spot in the floor with the nice little touch. And this is game point for the Skyview Hawks. Davidson back to take this serve, 24-17. There's Keck. Saved by Davidson. She goes on the attack. Didn't see who saved that. Looked like Morgan Johnson. Davidson again. Couldn't find the open space there. Here's Keck. Off the fingers, off two sets of fingers for Skyview. Bonneville gets the point there. 24-18. Bees trying to rally. Cannot give up any more points. Haley Keck, the sophomore, will serve from the left. Skyview fans rolling their feet in the bleachers trying to create some energy. It stopped for the serve, as you would expect. And there is Blacker, J.C. Blacker, but missed on the left side. And a second straight point for Bonneville. Keck again to serve from the left side. Ackerman just got that across. That'll... And that is your game point for Skyview. Still not entirely clear what they called there. Might have been a net infraction. Either way, the Hawks rebound and take game 3, 25-19. That has been our score for each of the first 3 sets. Bonneville won the first 2. Skyview has rebounded to take the third. We are headed for a 4th set right after this.
You're watching an exclusive internet broadcast of the 2013 Idaho State Volleyball Championships, live on idahosports.com game streams, presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho.
Can you see the nutrient? What does it look like? Are you really in there? Mom says they're in there.
With 9 essential nutrients, milk is the most nutritious beverage your kids can drink. Milk, the perfect pour.
Last year, over 600 Idaho high school athletes suffered concussions.
Hey, it's Tim Brennan.
During practices or games.
Coaches and athletic directors throughout Idaho have received training to identify concussions, recognizing an injured student and keeping them from returning to the game when necessary.
We are asking parents to be aware of concussion symptoms.
Blurred vision, frequent headaches, and disorientation. Contact your family's doctor or your child's coach. Please join us in keeping concussions out of high school sports.
This is my classroom.
This is my laboratory.
These are my school supplies.
This is my study group.
This is my final project. Apply now for the NIC Carpentry Program. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
AgriService is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader. With over $7.2 million of parts in stock, there's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
We are AgriService. AgriService is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Hey, Alan, I'm common sense. What is this?
That's my internet accelerator. I'm trying to speed up my connection from the phone company.
Why not just disable one high-speed internet? It's the fastest internet for the best streaming. It's just common sense.
So, all the speed I need.
Cable One. It's just common sense. I'm Daisy and
Back at Lake City High School, Game 4 between the Bonneville Bees and the Skyview Hawks. Bonneville leads 2-1. You can see that score at the bottom of your screen. I announce the points as they go, as best as I can figure them anyway. As a point for the Bonneville Bees, Haley Keck was there, as was Kinsey Uri, the freshman, one of 2 freshmen on this team. Very well balanced team for Bonneville. 2 freshmen, handful of sophomores, 4 sophomores. Bonneville, of course, state runners-up last year. Skyview evened things out here in the early parts of the 4th game. Century, the 3-time defending champions, are still alive. They lost to Skyview yesterday in a game that went 5 games, in a match that went 5 games, I should say. Bonneville picks up another point there on the return that goes out of bounds from Skyview. As I was saying, Century beat Sandpoint this morning to stay alive. Century will face the loser of this game coming up at 1 o'clock Pacific time. So that's a quick turn for whomever falls in this game. But thus is life in the double elimination style tournament. To my knowledge, this is the only double elimination tournament where a team who loses on the first day or second day can come all the way back and win the championship. Of course, if they win out after the loss. Don't think there are any other sports that do that. Skyview picks up a point. Bonneville leads this 4th game 3-2 so far. Bonneville, the last state champs before Century got on its run. The Bees won in 2009. 3rd place in 2011. Runners-up last year. Oh, heck of a play right there from Giles to keep that one alive. Nearly paid off for the Bees before Skyview able to put that away. That's nice work, though, from Bonneville. Heck of an effort. Saved by Mackenzie Johnson there, but tough shot from Kylie Lott. Got 2 hands under it. Didn't go where she wanted. And that is a point for Skyview. Skyview takes a 4-3 lead on back-to-back points. And this is Isabella Statkus on the serve for the Hawks. Maddie Harris. So aggressive at the net, and it pays off. Harris will come out, replaced in the lineup by junior Sarah Phillips. Going to give Harris a breather. Lots of rotation between these two teams. Of course, you don't want to gas your players too early, especially when championship will be played today. Both these teams will play at least one more game, maybe 3. And here's Blacker. Nice, easy shot. Caught the top of the net. Saved by Giles, but then put away by Emily Ney. Saw her opportunity, took full advantage of it. That's a nice play there. Earn a point for Skyview. Hawks back on top, 5-4. Serve will come from the left side. Marley Marcus with the honors. Keck, nice one-handed play by Lily Austin to keep that one alive. Davidson's attack. Turned back. Nice shot by Giles there for the Bonneville point. Put one right on the body of the Skyview player. Those are tough to handle. Couple of plays at the net. Keck gets one across with force. Ney nearly turned away. Kylie Lott got a block on it, but couldn't corral it the second time around, and Ney picks up the point for Skyview, and again the Hawks go up 1, 6-5. Ney has the serve. It's Keck, long, one at the tip, didn't get it. This time set up for Lott. Kylie Lott puts it away. Gets the Bees back within 1. Lott will take a breather. Replaced in the lineup by Madison Johnson. Sophomore will come in and serve. You'll see her on the right side of the screen. Getting the signals, hand signals from Coach Chantel McMurtry there before the serve, setting up the play. Here's Davidson for Skyview. Off Sarah Phillips and out for the Skyview point. 8-6, the Hawks have the lead. And back to serve, Haley Cook, one of 7 seniors on this Skyview team, each expected to play volleyball at the next level. Nice play there to pick up the point for Bonneville by freshman Kinsey Uri. She is, has played the most of a couple of freshmen on this team. And there's Harris again. Point awarded to Skyview, and McMurtry doesn't understand what happened on that play. I quite frankly don't either. But she's a little unhappier with that than I am. Nine to 7, Skyview has the lead. Bonneville on the attack. There's Uri. Play stops. And a foul called, which gives Skyview the point. I missed the hand signal there from the official on the far side. That's a 10-7 lead for the Hawks. And here is Statkus. Nice easy shot across to the other side. Keck trying to set something up. Bonneville with it again. Maddie Harris. And that's a point for the Bees. Harris with another kill today. "4A webcast at idahosports.com. And I got a correction. Kinsey Uri's last name is pronounced Ur, not Ure. I apologize for that. Point for Skyview there from the left side, Isabella Statkus. She's had a nice match so far today. Solid serves, good play at the net. And I'm not keeping stats up here because I'm just not that great of a multitasker, but she's got a handful of kills to her name today. That is another point for Skyview. Nikki Davidson with the shot that was too hard to handle. And it's a 12-8 Skyview advantage. Thanks for that note, Lance. Watching presumably from Bonneville. As the Bees able to pick up a point right there. And Kinsey Ure, freshman, will take a seat. Into the game comes Kylie Lott. And there is Emily Ney, saved by Morgan Johnson. Skyview on the attack again. Davidson, plucked out by Johnson. Ney trying again. This time it's Mackenzie Johnson. Keck will get a chance, or Giles will get a chance at it rather. And that goes off the hands of Statkus. Falls to the ground for the Bonneville point. 12-10. Skyview still with the lead here in Game 4. Mackenzie Johnson serving. Skyview just had to get that one back over after what they set up didn't pan out. We've got net infraction. And that's a point for Bonneville. The Bees within one now, 12-11. Skyview with a 1-point advantage. And Mackenzie Johnson back to serve. There's Ney, turned away by Lott. Ney again, just try to find some open space. Mackenzie was there. And Giles puts it over. Kept alive by Blacker. Nice save on the ball on the far side by Haley Keck there. And the point ends up on the Bonneville side of the scoreboard. Nice play. Kylie Giles putting it away. Bonneville with a nice little run here that ties the game at 12 apiece. I'm going to catch my breath. We'll be right back.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically brown. That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
It's crazy.
So, don't do it there. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
I'm very passionate about my barbecue. But of course there is a time and place for everything. Sandpoint girls volleyball team, the Sportsmanship Award winners earlier today. Sandpoint fell to Century in a loser-out game. Century awaits the loser of this game, which I'm certainly not going to be making any predictions on. Skyview comes in with a record of 41-2, has not lost to a team from the state of Idaho this year, has beat Bonneville already at Bonneville's own tournament earlier this season, but the Bees have a 2-1 advantage right now. Game 4 tied at 12. The serve from Mackenzie Johnson, though long, and Skyview will get the lead back, 13-12. Taking the serve from the left side is Isabella Statkis. Giles, the attempt, and here comes Skyview. Blacker, tough to handle, might have gone out of bounds, but Morgan Johnson kept it alive, just wasn't able to find a spot where her teammates could get to it. That's another Skyview point, 14-12 Hawks. Statka serving again. Harris, big shot, turned back to the Bonneville side. As Giles gets one across. Skyview just going to have to get this one back over. Bonneville setting stuff up for Harris again. That one off the fingertips of the Skyview player. Blacker got a piece of it, I think. And Harris so effective on the attack. She's going to come take a break, though. Bonneville within one, 14-13 Skyview here in game number 4. And that is Sarah Phillips serving for the Bees. Emily Ney picks up a point on the attack. Deflected, lands out of bounds. Skyview points. Skyview serve. Blacker comes out, replaced by Marley Marcus. Marcus will go back, and she has the serve from the left side of the court here at Lake City High School. There's Lott. Nice save by Skyview. Davidson. Smart play. Don't power it through 2 blockers when you can just tap it over them. Skyview on a 3-0 run, 16-13. And here's Marcus. This is Giles. Nearly dug out by Isabella Statkis, but the ball long and just a little bit outside. Bonneville takes that point. The Bees back within 2, 16-14. Giles on the serve for the Bees. Here's Ney. Finds the open lane. Skyview picks up a point. They will send libero Lily Austin to the bench for a breather. Didn't quite catch who came in to relieve her. I believe it was Haley Ackerman. Ney on the serve. And the dig there. The Keck attack. And Davidson able to get one down for a point. Skyview up 4, 18-14. Nay back to serve again for the Hawks. Mackenzie Johnson thought that one might be long. Unfortunately, she thought wrong for the Bees, and that is a 3-point advantage now for Skyview, 18-15. Here's the serve from Nay again. That's Keck doing a lot of work at the net on the attack for the Bees. Hasn't found a lot of floor space, however. Smart play there from Morgan Johnson. She picks up the point for Bonneville. And the Bees will give 2 players breathers. Kylie Lott comes out. Mackenzie Johnson comes out. Little sister Morgan Johnson will come in. Morgan has the serve. And it's an 18-15 score. Skyview with the lead here in game number 4. Here's Keck again. And again picked up on the other side by Skyview. Davidson. Keck. Bounced away. And called out. The line judge was on the far side of the floor there. That one, another very, very close ball right on the line. The point given to the Bees. Correct or not, Bonneville keeps the serve, and the Bees are trying to get within 2, trailing by 3, 19-16. Here's Davidson again. This one definitely in. That's a nice strike from Nikki Davidson, senior outside hitter of the Hawks. The lead back up to 4, 20-16. Second game in a row that Skyview looks to rebound from a 2-0 deficit. We have a Bonneville timeout while the Bees try to collect themselves. So will I. We'll be right back on IdahoSports.com.
An educational system isn't worth much if it teaches young people how to make a living but doesn't teach them how to live. High school activities are the other half of education, where lessons in living are an everyday occurrence. Self-discipline, the ability to work with others, and fair play. These are the lessons that high school activities are made of. This message is brought to you as a public service by the Idaho High School Activities Association.
Skyview fans doing their best to get a chant going. No cheerleaders, so everybody's on their own. Skyview fans are down below me. You see just a small group of them there on the lower left side of the screen. Bonneville fans sitting on the other side. Skyview in blue on the left side of the court. Bonneville in green. They are just about to break the huddle, and play will resume here. Game number 4, Skyview leading 20-16. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, Bonneville has a 2-1 lead in this match so far. Here's the serve, Haley Cook. Bonneville again unable to read the length of that one. Thought it was long. It drops in for the points. 21-16, Skyview with the advantage. 4 points from tying this one up and forcing a decisive 5th game. There's Cook's serve again. Played by Bonneville. Keck back to it. This one gets down for a point from Haley Keck. There's Haley Keck. There's Hallie Hess. There's Kylie Lott. I hope I haven't gotten... There's Kylie Giles. Hope I haven't gotten these names mixed up too often for you. Big shot there from Isabella Statkus. That's a point for Skyview. 22-17. The lead is 5 for the Hawks. And Nikki Davidson will serve from the left side of the screen. Thanks for watching. We're having fun here at Lake City High School. Winner of this game will get a break. The loser of this game will have to take on defending state champs Century in an elimination game coming up at 1 o'clock Mountain. And that ball from J.C. Blacker did not make it over the net for the Bonneville point. And that looks like Haley Keck, the sophomore, back to serve for the Bees now, trailing by 4, 22-18. Just lands inbounds on the far corner over there. Kylie Giles with what normally would be a setting motion Sets it right to the far corner, out of reach of Lily Austin. Bonneville picks up a point. The Bees within 3, and here's Keck's serve. Statkus picked up. Here's Giles again. Austin able to corral that one. Davidson on the attack. Saved by Johnson. Set up again. Set across the net. That will give Skyview another chance. Oh, tough call for Morgan Johnson to make there on the far side. That ball looked to be going out of bounds. Johnson tried to make a play on it, and it ends up being a crucial point for Skyview. 23-19. The Hawks have a 4-point lead as we get another timeout in Game 4 here at Lake City High School. Troy Oppie with you on idahosports.com. Glad to have you along. Hope we're doing all right up here. Probably heard me say earlier in the broadcast, this is my second volleyball game ever after my first one about 2 hours ago. So we're plugging right along here. Having fun up in Coeur d'Alene. 4A tournament at Lake City High School. We'll be here all day. As I said a minute ago, Century, the defending state champs, with one loss in this tournament, await the loser of this game. And then the winner of that game, which should make sure, I believe that's game number 13 in the bracket. It will be match number 13. The winner of that game will face the winner of this game, 11, in what will be the championship match. Used to calling things games, and I got to get that straight. They're matches. They're matches, Troy. They're matches. We're back in play here. Skyview on the serve. That is Statkus with a real tough one to handle. Bonneville able to corral it. Nearly bounced off one of those folded up basketball hoops here in the Lake City gym. But this one's still in play. Here's Blackner, corralled by Mackenzie Johnson. Giles puts it away with a nice shot in between two Hawks on the other side. It's a 23-20 advantage now for Skyview. Bonneville knocking on the door. Mackenzie Johnson getting some words of advice from her coach. And here we go. Missed set attempt on that one for the Hawks. The ball didn't go where everybody was expecting it to go. Results in a point for the Bees. The lead is now 2 for Skyview, 23-21. Exciting finish setting up here in game number 4. Here's Emily Ney, kept alive by Morgan Johnson. Skyview with another chance at it. Ney to Johnson again. And here's Giles. Second straight point for Giles. And now we've got some real interesting developments as the lead is 1 and Skyview calls a timeout, 23-22. Of course, it is first to 25, win by 2, so we are shaping up for an exciting finish to this game number 4. Back in a minute on idahosports.com.
Can you see the nutrient? What do they look like? Are you really in there? Mom said they're in there.
With 9 essential nutrients, milk is the most nutritious beverage your kids can drink. Milk, the perfect pour.
Just about to get going again. Both teams ready to go. Bonneville seems to have the momentum here. They've scored 3 straight points to cut the lead down to 1. Skyview 23-22. And there's the serve from Mackenzie Johnson. Here's Emily Ney. Johnson with a nice save there. Libero keep that point alive. That's a huge play for Skyview. Statkus on the attack, but blocked out of bounds. And the point goes to Skyview. So now we've got game point here, 24-22. Skyview a point away. Statkus will serve. when they need a point, Bonneville goes to Maddie Harris. Boy, she is so good at the net today. Has been just dynamite. She comes out for a breather now as we're in a win-by-2 situation. The lead is back to 1, 24-23. Bonneville on the serve. Here's Ney putting it down, but missed on the outside. Skyview doesn't like that call, but I could see it from up here. That said, I think they've called those in earlier today. It looks like they wanted a tip on that. Didn't get it. Skyview fans very upset on the near side. But the point is going to stay with Bonneville, and we've got a 24-24 game here in game number 4. B's serve is long, point Skyview. And now we are in a win-by-2 situation. Skyview 25-24 lead. I'm going to call this like tennis. We'll say advantage Skyview. Add Skyview. Here's Marley Marcus on the serve. Don't mind me while I crack myself up. A point awarded to Skyview, and that is the game. Not entirely sure what happened there. I don't think a lot of the Bonneville fans are either. Skyview takes game number 4, 26-24. So we are headed for a decisive game number 5, second straight match rather, that Skyview has needed 5. They beat Century in 5. Will they be able to do it to Bonneville? Can Bonneville be the first Idaho team to beat Skyview this year? We'll find out when we come back.
You're watching an exclusive internet broadcast of the 2013 Idaho State Volleyball Championships, live on idahosports.com game streams, presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho.
Can you see the nutrients? What do they look like? Are you really in there? Mom says they're in there.
With 9 essential nutrients, milk is the most nutritious beverage your kids can drink. Milk, the perfect pour.
Last year, over 600 Idaho high school athletes suffered concussions during practices or games.
Coaches and athletic directors throughout Idaho have received training to identify concussions, recognizing an injured student and keeping them from returning to the game when necessary.
We are asking parents to be aware of concussion symptoms.
Blurred vision, frequent headaches, and disorientation. Contact your family's doctor or your child's coach. Please join us in keeping concussions out of high school sports.
This is my classroom.
This is my laboratory.
These are my school supplies.
This is my study group.
This is my final project. Apply now for the NIC Carpentry Program. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
Agri-Service is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader. With over $7.2 million of parts in stock, there's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
Agri-Service is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Okay, here we go. First of 15 wins. Game 5, Bonneville and Skyview tied at 2. Skyview now on the left side of the screen. Bonneville will hold the near side court on the right side, and the Bees have the serve. Morgan Johnson to take it now from the right side of the screen. There's Maddie Harris. Big shot. Bonneville does get the point on that after an illegal touch called against Skyview. Bees have the serve. There's Davidson, turned away but out of bounds by Kinsey Ure. And we're tied at 1 in this fifth game, rather. Nikki Davidson handling the serve for the Hawks. There's Keck. And it's a point for Bonneville. They called the tip on Skyview. Next game scheduled to start about 10 minutes from now. That will not be the case, as we are going to go full 5 sets here. Maddie Harris with the point. Skyview coach Kevin Murphy pleading his case for that one. Unsuccessful. Bonneville with a 3-1 lead here in game number 5, and Keck on the serve. Bees wanted an illegal touch, did not get it. Play continues. Skyview with maybe a chance to set something up. Nope, just going to get it back across, and now the Bees will set something up for Giles, and she knocks one in for a point. Great way to open this final game for the Bees, 4-1, and we've got a timeout. Coach Murphy going to try to collect his team's thoughts on the far side there. Skyview in a little bit of trouble. I paused to ask our intrepid photographer his last name because we just met about an hour ago. Jason Duco taking pictures for us up here. You can see his work already in galleries from some of the other events IdahoSports.com has covered. And you'll be able to buy his photos as well. He's been all over the place. He's been at midcourt. He's been on the baseline. He's shooting high now. And he's got a really big lens, so you know he takes some pretty pictures. You can see all those at IdahoSports.com. About ready to get underway again here. Haley Keck with the serve from the right side for the Bees. Here comes Skyview. Statkus picked up. And Harris again. Boy, she has been absolutely clutch. Not a lot of attacks she has missed on today. Senior Maddie Harris playing big for the Bees this morning. It's a 5-1 Bonneville lead. Keck serving again. Off the top of the net, remains in play. Statkus tipped up, corralled. And there's play by Ure. Now Davidson fires back for Skyview. Nice dig out of Haley Keck to keep that one alive. And just a little bit of miscommunication up front there between the freshman Kinsey Ure and senior Kylie Giles. Ball fell between them. And Skyview has a chance to make a little bit of a run here now, down 5-2. Bonneville leading in game number 5. A rare miss from Maddie Harris. Goes long on that attack. Another point for Skyview. The Hawks back within 2, trailing 5-3. Service coming from Lily Austin. Service is short. Ure comes out of the game, replaced by Kylie Lott for the Bees. Mackenzie Johnson serving for Bonneville now. Statkus putting Bonneville in a world of hurt there. Gives Skyview a chance to set something up again. Nay, dug out by Johnson. And here's Maddie Harris. Another big shot from the senior. That's a 7-3 lead. Bonneville grabbing the momentum with both hands here. If my memory is correct, they will switch ends on this next point. Big shot from Lily Austin to pick up a point for Skyview. I take that back. It'll be a couple of points before they switch ends. If they do at all. I might be thinking of college volleyball. The lead is 3 for Bonneville, 7-4. And here's the serve of Isabella Statkus. And there's Giles. Goes right at Statkus, who could not handle it. That's another point for Bonneville, 8-4 now. As Maddie Harris will come out of the game, replaced by Sarah Phillips, who will take this serve. Skyview sets up for Ney, who hits long. And that's another Bonneville point. The Hawks coming a little undone here in game number 5. We've got another timeout. Skyview going to corral the troops, trailing by 5. 9-4, Bonneville with the advantage in game 5.
AgriService is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader with over $7.2 million of parts in stock. There's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online any time of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
Me and Paul, 8 hours at a time.
AgriService is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Bonneville fans really into it now. They can sense good things happening for their girls. First to 15 in this decisive game number 5, and Bonneville's got a 9-4 lead, and the serve coming. Here's Sarah Phillips. That was some trouble early, but Blacker able to dig it out. And a nice play there to keep that one alive from Statkus, excuse me. Skyview picks up a point on that play. Blacker will come out, relieved by Marley Marcus. And Marcus steps back. She will take the serve here. Skyview within 4, 9-5. Kylie Lott hit that long. They wanted a tip call, but they did not get it. Another point for the Hawks within 3 now, 9-6. Giles attack picked up there. Bonneville, though, going to have another chance, and it will be Giles again. Dug out by Lily Austin. And here's Davidson just getting it back across. Bonneville setting stuff up for Giles. That's a hard attack, and it falls off the deflection. Falls down for the point for the Bees. That's a 10-6 Bonneville lead. Giles will come back to serve. There's Davidson's attack. Kept in play. Skyview with a chance to set something up again, and this is Ney off the hands of Haley Keck. And out of bounds, Skyview back within 3, 10-7. Stepping back to serve is Emily Ney. Tough play from Haley Keck right there. Good to have it still alive. And we've got a point on an illegal touch by Skyview. That's a 4-point advantage now for the Bees. Mackenzie Johnson out. Maddie Johnson in. The sophomore will serve. Madison Johnson, I guess I should say. I know a Madison who goes by Maddie. Just rolls off the tongue. Nikki Davidson. Heck of a play from the far side. Finally got one of those to drop. They've been picked up, I think, 3 of the last 4 times. She's hit it to about that same spot in the floor. That time gets the point, and it's an 11-8 advantage now for Bonneville. Bees go to Giles. Here's Davidson again with the touch, looking for open space. Didn't get it. Bonneville can't set anything up. Skyview will have the chance to. Statkus partially blocked, kept alive. Keck kept alive by Austin on the other side. Davidson again, deflected. That's a point for Skyview. And it's a 2-point advantage for Bonneville. Momentum shifts back and forth in this game. Heck of a contest here in the 4A state tournament. It's Haley Cook with the serve for Skyview. Keck and Davidson. Davidson again fires it in, gets 2 bounces, unable to be controlled by Bonneville. Davidson having a great little run in these last 5 points. She's got Skyview within 1, 11-10, and Bonneville wants a timeout. So do I. We'll be right back on IdahoSports.com.
I'm Daisy Andrews, and I'm proud to be a Yoke. I chose the College of Idaho because they feel like I'm in a safe environment with people who really want me to understand the world around me. You get to explore all of these other fields, but you also become an expert in your own. They've helped me develop this love for learning and this love for giving back to my community. I want to be a doctor, and C of I has helped me feel like I can apply to medical school and be competitive. I'm Daisy Andrews, and I am climbing higher.
Exciting finish to this one. Game number 12 here in the 4A State Championship Tournament. Neither one of these teams lost yesterday. The only 2 undefeated teams meeting in what I guess you could call a semifinal. This is a double elimination tournament. So the loser of this match will face Century coming up next. That match was supposed to start about a minute from now. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I don't know how much time they're going to put up on the clock, but we will get going as soon as humanly possible. I know they like to stay on schedule here at the state tournament. 11-10, Bonneville with the lead. Haley Keck's shot picked up, and Nikki Davidson trying to find some space. Can't do it. Keck again on the attack. Dug out on the backside. Didn't see who that was. And Davidson goes long, looking for the tip. Did not get it. And that's a point for Bonneville. It's a 2-point advantage now. The Bees lead 12-10. First to 15, win by 2 in this decisive 5th game here. Exciting volleyball. Morgan Johnson on the serve for the Bees. And here's Davidson now working the other side of the court for Skyview. Rotated her around. Skyview. The Bees pick up another point. Some confusion up front there for the Hawks. Davidson had gone back to her, what I've noticed is her regular spot on the far side of the court there, but could not get that one to go across. 3-point advantage, 13-10. Statkus picked up. Here's Keck, blocked back by Statkus for a Skyview point. That's a big shot. Bonneville's lead cut down to 2, 13-11. Nikki Davidson with the serve for Skyview. Maddie Harrison again. The attack. Keck tried to get it to go down, bounced it off the net. Now Blacker with a chance. Picked up by the Bees. Keck again. And that's a big point for Bonneville. Match points. Coming up for the Bees, Haley Keck will serve from the right side with a 14-11 lead. And here we go. Statkus, big shot. Saved and out of bounds. Saved butts out of bounds. Backs to the wall for Skyview, trailing by 2, 14-12, match point. Number 2 for Bonneville. Lily Austin served for Skyview. There's Maddie Harris. No big strike, but couldn't find the open space. Nikki Davidson again. Kept in play. Bonneville with another chance at it. Yore with the game winner for the freshman. With the match points by the freshman. That's a heck of a play. That's the first loss to an Idaho team by Skyview this year. And the Hawks are going to have to rebound quick because Century is already walking out on the other side of the court to warm up. The defending state champs have lost twice to Skyview already this year. But the Hawks are going to have some work to do. Final in 5 sets. Bonneville 3, Skyview 2. Skyview and Century coming up in a little bit. We will have that game streamed for you as well. I'm going to update the graphic. We're going to keep that up on the screen for anybody that is curious in the next few minutes, and then join me coming up for Skyview and Century in a little bit. Thanks for joining us. I'm Troy Oppie. We'll see you again shortly.